What is up, comrades, and welcome to Song of Saya. There's no better way to start off the month of October, the spooky month, the disturbing month, than with this visual novel right here. I know, we're playing something other than DDLC or DDLC mods for once. Oh, it's crazy. But hey, I've been meaning to want to play this for a long time, and I figured now would be the perfect time. Now, if you don't really know about this visual novel, let my good buddy Mr. Clickbait tell you a little bit about it.
And that is because this is one of the most goriest, most grotesque, most unnerving, disturbing visual novels you will ever play, I guess, is pretty much how it's marketed.
Thank you, Mr. I Goes Rar. Now, I just need to say, now, I'm not one usually for giving trigger warnings. I think trigger warnings are for, bitches. Well, I might need to at least give a small one. But, actually, you know what? You know what would be a better idea to get it through your head about what you're about to get yourself into? Let me just Google it. Okay, Song of Saya synopsis.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Tell me I did not just see that.
For all my ladies out there, if you're 5 or 6, hit me up. It appears there's been a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, if the FBI wasn't on my ass already, they're about to be on it right now. So, if you're comfortable with that, then I allow you to come along this journey with me. Obviously, I'm gonna have to censor a lot of stuff, but if you want the uncensored versions, like the degenerate you are, you can go over to Patreon. It'll be all right there. Link to that will be in the description below. But, yeah, without further ado, let's press start, and let's get into what is called the most beautifully fucked up visual novel of all time. This story is a work of fiction. The procedures are well, great! I couldn't even read it. This work of fiction contains grotesque images that may disturb some. Do you think? I literally just had to give that disclaimer right at the beginning. Do not modify grotesque images. It's like, bruh, I am not modifying anything. I'm sticking to the default. Yeah, I like how they had the peaceful music right at the beginning, then the moment you press start, it's like, boom! Hell yeah. That requires... Can number 1. Alright, we're getting into the shit. Hey! The wriggling mass of flesh burbles. Skip it up, skip it up! Whatever that said. Nice. Cool. This is just based. I can't even hear myself think, really. 3 such creatures sit around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I cannot describe. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention, if you watched my Sunset playthrough, that was inspired by this. Just so you know. A little bit of interesting trivia for you. I mean, you can probably tell based on the fact that the entire screen is a text box. That's how a lot of these, like, old visual novels were back in the day. They're also all in 4:3 ratio. Ooh. Now I can live in this, bro. By listening carefully, I'm able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. This is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. However, these creatures look, they are my friends, apparently. I wish that I could still deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night, I went to sleep praying for an end to this nightmare, only to wake up each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before. I know now that I have to blend in, that I have to act like one of them, such as been my life these past 3 months, and so it will remain until the day I die. This is what happens when you get a concussion, folks. By the way, prayers up for Tua Tagovailoa. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means that the one next to me is Yo, though I can no longer see any trace of her once attractive features. I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. Cool. You know, maybe if I was down bad enough, I'd probably still smash. Everything has changed. Or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of the same college club. We studied together, ate together, we even went skiing together every winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that will never return. If only no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting, in comparison, to believe that I had been abducted by aliens, or that I had stumbled through a gateway of hell. But no, this is beyond a doubt the city where I was born and raised, the society that I was part of for 20 years. Save that I, and I alone, can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew it is gone. I have no place to call home. What do you mean? This is perfectly fine, bro. Totally. Bro, stop being a little bitch. Anyway, I can tell that whatever they're discussing is of no importance to me. I decided to keep quiet while pretending to listen. But just then, one of the flesh beasts says as it swivels his bloodshot eye towards me, "What do you think?" About what? I tried desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. I like how if you listen really, really carefully, you can barely pick up this. A slimy hole near the top of the creature rises nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. I don't know. Not really. These were my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? In 3 months my tears ran dry, and now there is only loathing left in me. Surrounded by hideous creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo, I spend each day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I'll surely be sent back to the hospital. Only this time, I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. That's it. I can't look at him or bear their screeching any longer. I jump to my feet, desperate to escape. A spray of stringy slime from the cilia around its voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself, but it's too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. That's what happens in Sunset. I barely suppress the impulse. I mustn't let on that something is wrong. However they look to me, this is their world. I'm the outsider here. Like I said, today's my checkup. I gotta go. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet, pull out the first bill I find, and put it on the table without even looking at it. I don't care about the change. I just need to get out of here. Now. Later, I mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. Finally. It's like the worst song in the entire fucking OST. I'm not crazy.
ねえねえ、今度のスキーだけどさ、今年はどっかスケートも遊べるところにしない？
Poggers. Tsukuba Yo frowns at the suggestion.
スケート？わざわざ。
Hey, it's got voice acting. I'm not gonna voice that shit. You can read it.
勘弁してやってくれよ、つくば。こいつ今そっちにハマってんだ。
Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They're a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes her jealous.
なんせオウミってさ、この前この年になって初めてスケートやったんだ。
何よ、スケートしたことなかったのが20
歳になって初体験ってのは興味そうそういないんじゃないかな。
子供の頃はなんとなく怖かったのよ。あの靴、なんだか刃物みたいでさ。でも、いきなり
Yeah, I went skating too one time. That shit fucking sucked.
もみちゃん、すごくない？
容量はスキーとそう変わるもんじゃないからな。重心を前に出して靴の前のヘリでコントロールする感覚とか。
コウジにそう言われたもんだからさ、騙されたと思ってやってみたわけよ。そうしたらもう楽しくって。
See, here's the thing. I don't know whether to actually voice all this in English because I don't want to like talk over the voice acting in the visual novel. But at the same time, I don't want to wait till they're done talking to say what they say. You know what I mean? I'm just too impatient, I guess. So I don't know. So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. I'm assuming I'm saying that right. I really don't know. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together, as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should make her jealous. It's just that her luck in love has been bad. And she's down bad.
私も見てみたいな。オウミちゃんがスケートやるところ。
Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her disquiet. She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She too would be spending time with the man she admires, if not for the terrible tragedy that befell him. His is true misfortune. Her bad luck doesn't begin to compare.
だからさ、ね、今度のスキー旅行、ついでにスケート旅行にしちゃえば2倍美味しく楽しいってわけよ。でもさ、スケートはスケートリンクに行けばできるじゃない。だから屋内じゃなくてさ、 屋外スケート、
Cool.
凍った湖とかで滑れるところ。そんな都合のいいとこ。
Alright, when does the lolly show up?
なんだかすっごく混んでそう。
While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her. Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria table. Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue.
なあ、文則。お前はどう思う？
Alright. Perhaps Koji senses Yo's pain, is in his usual quiet and considerate way.
どうって。
The cause of Yo's distress. Okay, so we're in the perspective of the other guy. Oh no, I already forgot his fucking name. Oh yeah, it's fucking Koji. The cause of Yo's distress. Alright. Sakisaka Fuminori. Yeah, I'm kind of bad when it comes to pronouncing names. My bad. Responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own.
いや、だからさ、今年の冬のスキーだよ。お前も行くよな。
Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance has forged a strong and honest friendship. But now,
わからない。
Fuminori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes and sullen demeanor making it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
何か他の予定でもあるのか？
いや、別に。
Even Koji, Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with them as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep all these months later. Each one of the 4 bears them, not only Fuminori.
なあ、別に運動するのが傷に触るとかそういうわけでもないんだろ？
どうだろうな。今日の診療で先生に聞いてみる。
As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair.
おい、文則。
Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hands over his face as though to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that happens sometimes. Fuminori's reaction is beyond the pale.
だから今日も診療なんだ。もう時間だから。
Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy.
それじゃあ。
Fuminori stalks out of the cafeteria, almost as if he's running away. Cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining 3 lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. I guess that's the word. Fuminori's coffee is untouched.
やってられないわね。もう。
Omi says with a sigh, but Koji shakes his head reproachfully.
文則にはもう少し時間が必要なんだと思う。
Yeah, it needs a little more time, alright?
だってもう3ヶ月よ。なんなのよあれ。付き合ってるこっちが変になりそうよ。
俺だってわからない。わかるはずもないと思う。
I don't think you can, bitch.
お前だって想像つくか？あんなひどい形で家族全員を奪われて平気でいられるわけないよ。
Could have happened to anyone. A tractor flipped over on the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart. For a while, it looked like as if there was no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life.
見舞いに行った時なんてもっとひどかったじゃないか。 誰が誰かも分からずに怯えて暴れてベッドに縛り付けられて
Bruh.
今はよくあそこまで立ち直ってくれたと思う。
それにしたって変よ、咲坂くん。私たちのこと見る目つきあれなん
Bruh.
まるでこ
よせ近江。
Cut it out, Omi, Koji says forcefully, probably less out of empathy for his friends than out of consideration for Yo. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He is the one who most deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for taking the time to consider that she would have had he treated their relationship what the fuck? To consider that she would have had he treated their relationship casually. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit slow. It's what you get around here on the Savage Central YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Apparently, the fact that Fuminori did not reject her was enough to make them a couple in Koji's and Omi's eyes. They have plenty of fun at Yo and Fuminori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until a week later, and then she could only stare at his broken body through the window of the ICU. And when he was finally released, after 50 days that seemed like an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming, and her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air. Ooh. Dr. Tambo Ryoko has never had a more troublesome patient. Damn! Shoddy a baddie! How that I'd smash.
いえ、別段。これといって問題もなく。
His voice is hard and flat. His words tossed carelessly into the air. It's like he's speaking to himself in an empty room. Ryoko is a surgeon, not a psychiatrist, but even she can sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world. Bruh, pause! Man, there's a wall erecting between the two of us right now. Hell yeah.
いえ、何も。
While Sakisaka appears to be looking at Ryoko, his gaze is actually aimed a fraction down and to the side. He's only superficially engaged in the conversation, when in truth it does not interest him in the slightest. Perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview him like this, Ryoko sighs and sets her chart aside, and then proceeds to take off all her clothes. Damn, I wish that actually did happen. Damn it! Treatment of subdural hematoma through the use of micromachines, nanomachines. A procedure available in Japan exclusively here. At T University, has been the only way to save Sakisaka Fuminori from the cerebral contusion that should have been fatal. Oh, unexpected complications, bro. I got unexpected complications in my pants. Maybe you should, come over here and fix that.
そうでしょうね。
Sakisaka Fuminori's lips twist slightly in what might be a bitter or mocking smile, but it has gone before Ryoko can discern its meaning.
普通こんなことを言って脅かすのは医者として問題なんですが、施術後に重大な脳障害をきたしたケースも報告されているんです。予後の経過には 十分に注意しなければなりません。
Since these weekly checkups, if only he... Wait, hence these weekly checkups. If only he would take them a little more seriously.
先週の MRI はどうでした？
Sakisaka asked abruptly, as if to catch Ryoko off guard. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for doctors to examine the brain. Oh, sorry. I gotta whip out the Yuri voice for this. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for doctors to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Saki. Alright, that's where the description cuts off. Cool. Number 15. Surprised by Sakisaka's uncommon technical knowledge, Ryoko recalls his profile.
そういえばあなたも医者の卵だったわね。
先生が心配しているような脳機能不全は画像診断だけでも十分にわかるはずですよね。
いいえ。
Nope, nothing showed up. You're actually incredibly poggers. There was nothing, not the slightest hint of abnormal activity. For a procedure with such a low rate of success, the results have been nothing short of miraculous. However, something still bothers Ryoko. She can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior. Some terrible weight on his soul, perhaps. He needs some Jesus! But if it's an inorganic problem, then there's nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it.
大丈夫ですよ、先生。現に僕は今こうして病院の外でも何不自由なく生活しています。
Everything can go wrong.
ねえ、咲坂さん。
But you know what can go right? If you take off your clothes. Now.
もう少し私たちを信用してもらえませんと。
Or just continue talking.
そうですよね。僕だって先生方を信用したい。どんな相談にも乗ってもらえるんですか？
Damn, Shotty, I can't stop looking at you. I'm not even paying attention to what they say. Ryoko answers, smiling to cover up her irritation. Sakisaka asked exactly the same question during last week's visit.
じゃあ、先週の話の続きなんですが、先生、あれ。
Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. As before, the patient is inquiring about someone whom he has no business knowing.
大貝教授のことは、あなたの治療とは何の関係もないでしょ？
信頼しろと言った矢先にいきなり隠し事ですか？
Get owned? Well, we can't be keeping secrets in this relationship. Now take off your clothes. Ryoko is used to patients treating her with hostility. Some degree of paranoia is natural when dealing with a person whose mistakes could kill you. Sakisaka, however, she doesn't see the anxiety that other patients exhibit. His demeanor is perfectly calm, almost like a detective questioning a suspect.
何分、だいぶ前にここを辞められた方ですからね。
辞めた理由はご存知ない。
ええ、おそらく個人的な事情でしょうね。
Ooh, personal reasons, ooh. Ryoko answers smoothly, her earlier hesitation gone. Having decided at the outset to lie, she has no trouble doing so with a straight face.
それにしても、咲坂さん、なぜあなたはそんなに大貝教授にこだわるんです？
教授は今失踪中なんです。知ってましたか？
Ooh?
いいえ。
Gone missing? Poggers? Well, this is what happens when you bang the doctor. Ryoko realizes that her answer may have been a little too quick. She should have acted more surprised.
近頃教授の身内の人間と恋にしていましてね。その人から調査を頼まれているんです。
Relative? Ryoko considers this with a frown.
大貝教授に縁者の方はおられないはずですが。
Oh, get owned with facts and logic, libtard.
誰から聞きました？
それは噂話に。
Ryoko replies, remembering that she just claimed to have no contact with the man.
そんなことが噂になる程度には、大貝教授は有名
Hell yeah!
ですね。
まあ、一風変わった人だったみたいですね。
It's like, bruh, Dr. O guy was a fucking base giga chat.
なのに、
Bands was smashing all the nurses around here. Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she could brush away with a smile. Sakisaka seems to have finally grasped her mood. However, as his strangely stiff tone softens a little.
僕はどうしても大貝教授に会わなきゃならないんです。彼がいなくなったせいで、行く当てがなくなり困っている子がいるんです。
それはむしろ警察の領分なんじゃないかしら。
Although she makes it sound like the most obvious thing in the world, the suggestion is actually a gamble. If Ogai Masahiko's disappearance becomes a police matter, then the university will be investigated. Everyone who was involved in the incident will be at risk of exposure. And of course, that includes Ryoko herself. She knows, however, that Sakisaka is unlikely to go to the police. First of all, his excuse is obviously a lie. They already made sure that Ogai had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is why they could bury the truth of what happened. It's like, damn, they fucking got his ass, bruh. I mean, my mans was out here just trying to be a base Giga Chad and just smash all the fucking nurses and then cook all the hookers. Bruh, eat them bitches alive. Man, just let a man live. Man, trying to. Man, it just pisses me off trying to push us down, keep us from living our lives.
Sakisaka-san, 私の知っている範囲のことは喜んでお教えします。ですが、大貝教授は今年の4月に
Oh damn, they got his ass last April.
何の音信もないんです。
Damn, he been gone a long time.
どこか長期の旅行にでも行かれたか。
Extended vacation, yeah. Expecting resistance, Ryoko is surprised when Sakisaka backs down. She's still worried about his condition, and the mysterious link between him and Ogai is only making her more uneasy. As long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. After a brief pause, Ryoko writes, "Progress good," on Sakisaka's chart for today.
さん、それでは来週の診察ですが、今日と同じ4時でも。
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fuck you, bitch, I'm out of here. Before she can finish, Sakisaka is gone. I got lollies to smash. In the intestines hallway. Looks like someone sprayed the walls with pig guts from the ceiling to the floor. What color should the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. And to the creatures of rotten flesh shambling around me, I'm sure this hallway looks just as white as it should. I know, intellectually, that the walls are white. I know that the flesh beasts are really human. I'm the one with the problem. It's because I've accepted this that I'm able to lead something approaching a normal life. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student specializing in neurology. I have a basic idea of what has happened to me, though it's hard to believe. This isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some form of agnosia, unlike anything that has ever been studied before. The flesh beast called Tanbo Ryoko said that the other patients had developed neurological disorders after receiving the same treatment I did, so I guess I'm just another failure. Makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face. That said, I don't blame the doctors who operated on me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chances of success was, and that I had no other hope of survival. I was unlucky. That's all there is to it. The point is that my condition isn't treatable. Just like someone adapting to a hearing aid or a wheelchair, I have no choice but to adapt to this nauseating scenery. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But now, there's more than just despair. Even for me, there is a glimmer of hope. Keeping my eyes on my feet, I hurry home. Oh, what's this home? Oh, honey, I'm home. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood. in a house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than I was, died in the accident 3 months ago. Yeah, they were like completely fucked up. I couldn't even go to the funeral for being in intensive care. Had to sell my father's business, but at least that left me with the house and enough money to live on for a while. Of course I'm sad, but the accident took more from me than my parents. In fact, being on my own has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl. Ooh? Oh, can it be? As I open the door, the bright voice greets me from the kitchen. The voice is beautiful and clear as a bell. Human. Its sweet sound washes the day's cacophony from my memory. Saya! Ooh! Even the patter of feet coming down the hallways is music to my ears. No one else in the city can I hear such footsteps. Only in this house, with Saya, am I so privileged. Oh! Oh! Can we get a pog in the comments below? Bro, the lolly has finally showed up, and the FBI is going to be showing up any minute. Alright. I've made a decision, executive decision. From this point on, I'm going to say all the lines that they say. Actually, I wonder, is there a way to, like, shut off the voice acting? I don't know, I'll check into it later. But for now, after they're done speaking, I'll say the line. Oh, was that today? In her smile, in the inquisitive tilt of her head, is everything that I have lost. Since my accident, this girl is the only person I've met, perhaps the only person in the entire world, who does not trigger my cognitive disorder. There's probably a reason for that. True, her skin seems too white, and the color of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality, but even so, her form is undeniably human. And it's not just her appearance, and her voice either. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Saya wraps her arms around my neck and pulls me gently into her chest. Her skin feels truly human, not cold or slimy, and from her hair wafts a sweet, feminine fragrance. In all the world, only Saya is pleasing to my five senses. What's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met Saya, if I had been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world, I would no doubt have succumbed to the madness. It is no exaggeration to say that Saya alone is keeping me alive. What did you do today? Worked on the living room. The painting's half done. Now I'm making your dinner like I learned from the TV. Damn, you spoke for a while. Sounds good. It'll take a little longer. Can you wait? Sure, I'll do some more work in the living room. After I see the humming of Saya off to the kitchen, I step into the living room. Bruh. I realized one day that if the natural colors of the world were sickening, all I had to do was paint over them with the colors that seemed pleasant. Went to the hardware store and bought every color of paint I could find, and Saya and I tried different combinations until we found one that worked. After painting the bedroom from ceiling to floor, I was able to get my first good night's sleep since the accident. When we first started on the living room, Saya, unsure of what to do with the curtains, just painted carefully around the windows. Without a moment's hesitation, I tore the curtains down and painted over the glass itself. There'll never be anything out there that I'd want to see, and as long as we keep the storm shutters closed, neighbors probably won't think anything of it.
ご飯できたよ。
Dinner's ready!
こっちで食べよう。持ってきてくれるか。
Can you bring it in here? As she enters the living room with a tray of food, Saya sniffs the air.
ペンキの匂い。平気？
The paint smell doesn't bother you? Now that she mentions it, I suppose the smell of paint thinner must be building up in this closed room. It doesn't really bother me though. There are far worse smells outside.
さやは嫌いかい？
Does it bother you?
ううん、平気。文則が大丈夫なら。
No, I'm fine if you are. Saya sets the food on the table. Unfortunately, neither its color nor its smell is at all appetizing. Not that food elsewhere is any
い
different.
ただきます。
Thanks, Saya. As has become routine, I steel myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Saya's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just that my taste buds can't accept it.
美味しくない？
It's not good? She says hesitantly.
うん。
Well, no. Lying won't make Saya happy. She knows about my condition.
気にしないで。明日はまた別のものを作ってあげるから。
Don't worry about it. I'll make something different tomorrow.
ごめんな、いつも。せっかく作ってくれたのに。
Sorry, you always go through the trouble of cooking, but I...
いいのよ。こうやっていろいろ試していけば、いつか文則で。
It's fine.
美味しく食べ
If
ら
I
れる
keep trying, maybe I'll find something you'll like. Wow, I finished at the same time as you did, and I started, like, 10 seconds after you, bro. And the Japanese speak for a very long time. In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I need food to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Saya said, I'll be able to taste something delicious again. I met Saya, didn't I?
さやは食べないの？
Aren't you gonna eat?
私はもう済ましたから。
No, I already ate. In all the time we've been together, Saya has never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so. It makes me a little sad. Still, I'm not about to push the issue. Not when she's putting up with all the problems I have.
そういえば、今日もう一度病院で君のお父さんのことを聞いてみた。
By the way, I asked about your father again.
パパの？
You did? Dr. Ogai Masahiko is Saya's father, and her only living relative. Saya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his disappearance.
やっぱり何も教えてくれない。何か隠している雰囲気
They still won't tell me anything. I get the feeling they're hiding something.
そう。
Oh. I expected Saya to be a little more disappointed.
心配じゃないのかね、お父さんのこと。
You haven't given up, have you?
ううん、そういうわけじゃないの。
No, Saya says with an unreadable expression. It's not that. She gives a little shake of her head, then smiles at me once again.
ありがとう、文則。私のためにいろいろと。
Thanks for all you're doing for me.
君はそれ以上のことを僕のためにしてくれるんだ。
There's nothing compared for what you've done for me. I thank her for the meal and set my chopsticks down next to the perfectly clean plate. As wretched team! Ah! Oh my gosh! Even a fucking visual novel that was made like 15, 20 years ago, something like that. They still keep popping up! Ah! As wretched as the taste was, thinking of the care that Sayo put into it gave me the strength to finish every bite.
じゃあ、お風呂にする？
Is it bath time? Oh no. I know, I already know. I already know you're not about to go there.
また背中流してくれるか
Here's the thing, when I was doing some research into this game, I went and I looked up a playthrough of it, and I just like skimmed through the play bar just to see like roughly when I would have to censor things. Knowing how this fucking visual novel plays out, I already know where this is going, and I don't quite like it. Sure. Ever since Saya moved in, it's been like having my own wife. My own 8-year-old wife. And there goes the FBI. Saya, why are you so good to me? Is this truly what you want? What am I? That you gave yourself to me body and soul? Is it merely sympathy? Do you pity me? The exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to such mad desire? Are you so wanton? Saya is here. She is with me now. Only in this moment is her existence certain. Only when I am joined with her can I believe. Oh no. No matter what cruel fate might await me, Saya, there is nothing I fear more than losing you. Fuminori, why are you crying? I realize that my cheeks are wet with tears. Why, Saya? Why do you go so far from me? Fuminori? I don't understand it. I don't. But I'm losing myself to you more every day. I can't live without you, Saya. I wrap my arms tighter around her, praying that our bodies will melt together and never again be apart. Tell me, please, what must I do to keep you with me? How can I repay you? Keep holding me, Saya whispers into my chest. I want to stay like this forever. I won't leave you, Fuminori. Why? Why me? Because you're all alone, she says softly, gazing up into my eyes. All alone. Just like me. The sorrow in her voice resonates with my own. There is a deep loneliness in her eyes, a loneliness from which now springs boundless affection. You're all I have. In the whole wide world, only you will embrace me, my precious Fuminori. Now I know. No matter what horrors this world unleashes upon me, all I've ever need is Saya. Yo is determined to talk to him today. Nothing will happen as long as she hesitates. It will only prolong her suffering. The time has come to show courage once again. Yo's fourth period on Thursdays is biology. This is her one chance to see Fuminori. As a required course with many students, the lecture is held in a large hall that can seat well over 200. But since the room is usually only half full, it is rarely difficult for Yo to find the seat she wants. Yo prefers to sit near the center, where it is easiest to hear the professor. Most of the students congregate in this area for the same reason. Fuminori usually sits beside her, although given the ambiguous state of the relationship, she knows better than to take this for granted. Still, she tries to save a seat whenever possible. The classroom isn't crowded today, so Yo is able to set her bag on the seat next to her without inconveniencing anyone. But when the professor arrives at the usual time to start class, there is no sign of Fuminori. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Yo scans the room furtively. I think that's how you say that. Fuminori is there, sitting alone in the far back corner. Did he miss Yo when he came in? Oh, he couldn't have. Besides, no serious student would willingly sit so far away from the front. Feeling miserable, Yo slides her bag back over to herself. Fuminori is out the door the moment class ends. Yo barely manages to catch up to him before he disappears down the hallway. Fuminori! Fuminori jerks at the sound of his name. You would think she just screamed at him. What? He turns to her and asks reluctantly. Now that they are face to face, Yo is painfully aware of how much weight Fuminori has lost. His sunken eyes and protruding cheekbones are a far cry from his features familiar to her. She wonders whether he lost... She wonders whether he's under a lot of stress or perhaps not getting enough nutrition. Maybe it's both. He definitely looks more tense than he should. Afraid, even. Though, of what, she can't imagine. His eyes move restlessly from point to point, and he refuses to look Yo in the eye. It hurts to see Fuminori this way. What could have changed him so? Today, she reminds herself, rekindling the flame of courage in her heart. I wanted to talk to you about something. Do you have time? The courtyard is empty and silent. No one is willing to sit and chat in the cold November air. So, what is it? Don't you remember? Yo almost blurts the question, but manages to keep her composure. You've been acting strange lately. I'm worried about you. Well, a lot's happened. He smiles like it's nothing, but even that seems forced. He's even standing precisely one pace farther away from her than he used to. Is that really all? What more do you want? Yo manages to keep from flinching at the harshness of his tone. It's like you're struggling with something. Rather than answer, Fuminori grinds his toe into the dead grass at his feet. Fearing that her determination might flag, Yo lets the words come as they may. It's like there's a terrible weight on your shoulders, and it's slowly breaking you. Breaking bad? Doo-doo-doo. That's how you look to me. Fuminori, we need to cook. Oh, really? Fuminori mutters through clenched teeth, no longer trying to deny it or change the topic. This is an even clearer signal of rejection than his prior evasiveness. But Yo's determination is strong. Today, at least, she won't back down. It's times like these, she implores, trying to convey the sincerity of her feelings for him, that you may need your friends. Ooh. Damn. Oh, man. Hey, only thing I'm saying is, an eye hole is a hole, just like any other hole. Am I right, gamers? I feel really bad about your parents. But you're not alone. You have Koji and Omi and you have me. Yo can no longer stop the words pouring from her lips. She fears that if she does not unleash her feelings now, they will be lost forever. I think we can help you, so you don't have to deal with it all by yourself. Even if we can't do anything, just talking to us might make you feel better. I want to help you. We all do. So please, tell me. Stop it! Fuminori shouts, silencing Yo's entreaty. She promised herself that she won't back down, but Fuminori's expression is terrible enough to shatter her resolve. The look in his eyes is not anger or any warm-blooded emotion. It is hate. Murderously cold hate. Come to think of it, I never gave you an answer, did I? He remembers. He remembers. And he has treated her so coldly. That is all the answer she needs. If his words stab any deeper, she might very well die. I never saw you in any special way before. When you asked me out, I wasn't sure how to respond. I didn't know how I really felt about you then. Fuminori. But now, I can give you an answer. I have had plenty of time to think it over, you know? I hate you, Tsukaba. I don't even want to look at you. Don't cry, Yo tells herself. But it's too late to stop the tears pouring from her eyes. I suppose it's too much to hope I'll never see you again. We do go to the same school. So just make this the last time you speak to me, okay? Your voice makes me sick. How can you be so cruel? Yo whispers in shock and despair. To which Fuminori twists his lips into a malevolent smile. You should really try thinking for yourself once in a while. I bet it was Koji or Omi's idea, wasn't it? Well, you can play at love all you want, but leave me out of it. Man, a man's an absolute Sigma. Bruh! That's all Yo can take. Even after shedding tears in front of him, she absolutely refuses to let him hear her cry. Any disgrace would be preferable to breaking down here. So she runs, fleeing breathlessly from the courtyard with Fuminori's cold smile at her back. It's like, I don't need you, bitch. All I need is my lolly. And preferably not the FBI at my door. Omi was the first to catch sight of Yo and Fuminori leaving the courtyard. Reluctant to interrupt them, but still unwilling to leave them alone, she and Koji ended up watching the whole thing from the shadows. That asshole! Throughout the exchange, Omi was clearly itching to jump out and punch Fuminori in the face. Knowing her temper, Koji kept firm hold of her arm until the end. If he hadn't, she might very well have done it. Fuminori leaves after Yo, his every step seeming to take an act of willpower. Koji sighs heavily into the once more empty courtyard, but the bitter taste in his mouth will not go away. Man, what's wrong with him? Even Koji cannot forgive Fuminori's treatment of Yo. However, the first thing that he feels is confusion, not anger. Koji has known Fuminori since long before college. Fuminori was never this cruel before. There is no question now that the accident changed him. Are you just gonna let this go? I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to, but what can we do? Something besides watch! Omi shouts, her face red with fury. I won't be satisfied until I give him a piece of my mind. That will make Tsukaba feel better. But it'll make me feel better. Yo and Omi are best friends, just like Koji and Fuminori. In fact, it was the relationship between Koji and Omi that brought the other two together. Omi's anger is only natural.
私、咲坂君と二人だけで話してみたいわ。
I'm going to talk to him
じゃあ
alone.
ついてこなく
You
て
don't
もい
have
い
to
から。
come.
本気かよ。
You serious?
その代わり、ヨウのことを見ていてあげて。
Take care of Yo for me, will you? She's probably really hurt.
泣き終わった後で、誰かの優しさが
She'll need someone to be nice to her after she's done crying.
なあ、それって俺とお前の役回りが逆じゃ
Wait,
ないのか。
shouldn't we switch jobs?
私みたいな性格だとね、慰め役は無理。
You know how I am.
励ますつも
If I
りで
try to comfort her, I'll end up making it worse.
なのよ。
なるほど。納得。
Yeah, you got a point.
あ、嫌な言い方。
Hey, a man has fallen into the river of Lego City. Quick, dispatch the Kobe Bryant rescue helicopter. Man, even in mods, even in non-DDLC or DDLC mods, you still got the hey. We still got to dispatch the Kobe Bryant rescue helicopter. Anyway, just go easy, okay? Ending the conversation before Omi's mood gets any worse, Koji heads off to find Yo. Oh, yeah, this soundtrack again. You know what? I feel like this would be a great place to end it here for today. If you enjoyed this episode of Song of Sai, make sure to hit that like button. Hell, nothing even needed to be sent over to the Patreon in this episode. This will probably be completely uncensored. And as always, until next time, so long, comrades.